Hey, folks, welcome to the Generational Gap. John, how are you doing tonight?
Fucking fantastic.
Oh, wow, you're going to have to watch that language, pal. That's
Oh, I'm
offensive.
sorry.
Offensive to my delicate ears.
All right. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
You didn't hear me.
Cut out. No, it cut out for a second.
That's you cutting out, John. You've got bad
Probably.
connection, shitty computer, horrible mic. I don't know
Yeah.
how you managed to stay in this game.
Very carefully.
So, folks, how y'all doing tonight? I'm Robert, your resident millennial, or Gen
Wow.
Xer. John
Wow.
over there is the resident millennial. Wow. Yeah. See,
Wow.
this is what happens when I'm sleep deprived, John. No sleep all night last night.
Clearly.
I am deprived of sleep. I don't know which way is up at the moment. I'm going to have to leave it to you to run the show. I'm just going to sit here and snooze. Put me on snooze. I'll wake up every 5 minutes.
Oh my god.
Boomer
Boomer
tier.
tier.
Nice.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Rub that shit in. Rub that shit in. Resident boomer. No, boomers. I think boomers were my parents, weren't they, or was that my
Oh my
grandparents?
god.
Who was it?
The fact that you're trying to explain what a
Which
boomer
one-
is
which one was-
shows
which-
that you're a boomer.
Which generation
The same.
were the boomers? Oh, the baby
It was-
boomers,
it was
right?
your
So that
parents.
was my
Yeah, it was your-
parents. But I grew up
yeah.
with my grandparents. Shit.
Oh my god.
Yeah, see, that's why I resemble a boomer. I think it is.
The fact that you're thinking so deeply into it shows that you're a boomer. It's a state of mind, not an actual age.
You say that like I've got a state of mind. I mean, you've talked to
Jesus.
me. You know the truth, John.
I do.
So how's your week going, John, or the weekend? How was your weekend? I guess we've only been gone for a couple of days.
Yeah, it's pretty all right.
Pretty
Didn't
all
do
right.
much. Yeah, played some D&D on Saturday, as you know.
Oh yeah, did you get
Well-
together with your big group of homos and play D&D?
Yeah, including you.
Shh. Don't out me on the show, John. I've asked you time and time again.
Yeah, too bad.
I don't suck a dick, but I'll hold it in my mouth till the swelling goes down. All right, so John, I know we've got a couple of things we're going to get into tonight. I think tonight we're gonna play a little bit with the political compass test, right? We want to see where we stand. We've got 2020 coming up. It'll be a good idea to know where we actually stand going into these next couple of years, because although it technically shouldn't be starting right now, campaign season is already upon us. I mean, we've got people throwing their hats in the ring. I mean, I don't know. Mr. Trump set a standard. It's like we need 2+ years of this shit, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then we're also, because we just really want to have these answers, we're also going to take a look at where we stand from a political party standpoint. That's offensive to faggots, Robert. You would know, midget. You would know.
Sure, you would know. Speaking of that, we need to out him right now.
Out him! Out him! Out him!
He was supposed to be on the show tonight, but he is actually the boomer, even though he accused you of being a boomer, because he cannot use a Yeti Blue microphone.
Yeah, I can
So-
set up a goddamn microphone, can't I?
Yep.
Of course,
So he will not-
insert your joke. I was around when they invented them. Whatever, but still.
Right, exactly.
But yeah, we were supposed to have a very special guest on tonight, and it's broken my heart that we don't have him here. We've got him in chat, which is is a good
Almost as
thing.
good.
It's a good thing. It's good to see he's out there and with us. But it broke my heart when I found out that we weren't going to have him with us, and it makes me a little sad in my private parts.
Yeah.
You know how that can be, John, right?
Being sad in the private parts, yeah.
Well,
absolutely.
I figure you're probably sad in the private parts most of the time.
Most of the time. Most of the time.
Hey, before we get into those two things, though, let's I just wanted to touch on a couple of things. We've had a couple of little minor things happen in the news today. Nothing terribly major. I do feel bad. Hey, let's give off some good vibes out to Houston. Right, 5 police
yeah.
officers were just shot. They were on a raid. They were, I believe it was a narcotics raid, and 5 officers were shot and injured during the course of this raid. They also brought down 2 suspects in that shooting, but, keep them in your mind, send your good vibes, and, hopefully they'll come out of everything all right.
That's a pretty bad KD, though. Pretty bad kill-death ratio. 2 to 5.
Well, as long as nobody but the suspects died, I think they're good, right? Because all they've said were the police officers
Oh,
were
they didn't
injured.
die.
No, they
Oh,
weren't
okay.
killed; they were injured.
That's
All
not
of
so
them had
bad
been
then.
at the time when they're because this is relatively breaking news, right?
Right. Yeah, no, I actually was just found out about it right before we started the stream.
Hey, John, how's your weather up where you're at right now? Are you feeling a little chilly? These
Uh, in the room, it's fine. Outside, yeah, it is fucking cold. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so in case anybody is, dead and hasn't paid attention to the fucking weather, shit's about to
Or been
get
outside.
nasty the next 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
Up north, they are going to be experiencing, I believe it's up Michigan or the Great Lakes area. They're going to be looking at temperatures at 20 to 40 below fucking zero,
Jesus.
with wind chills at 60 below,
I
is
think
what
we
they're
need to
calling
pass a
for.
law. We need to regulate the temperatures. Make sure it can't go too low or too high.
Oh, and Midget, yeah, I agree. Fewer cops would die if they'd legalized marijuana, but I don't believe they were after marijuana. They were after some hard stuff, and we can't necessarily have all the hard
So
stuff legal, can we? Or can
I'm
we?
down. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, some of it, I guess it works. They do that in, what is it, Amsterdam,
Portugal as well.
where they have,
Portugal is.
because like Amsterdam has needle houses.
Do
Like
they?
you can,
I didn't
yeah,
know about that.
yeah, you can go and get needles, and there's a place called Needle Park, where where like the heroin users and stuff. I don't know. I'm assuming it's still there. Um, the where you could go get your needles. They would, you always are able to go get fresh needles. Go out
Yeah.
to Needle Park or your own residence, whatever, and you can shoot up and everything. And they kind of, that way they keep it under control, and they minimize the spread of AIDS, things like this, which is really
Yeah,
good.
that's not
And
working.
hemp
That's
and
not working out too well in Seattle, though. Doing all that, people leaving needles and literal shit piles in the street.
yeah, is that
Kind of shitty.
is that a thing out
Literally,
there right
it is
now?
actually a thing out there. Yeah,
Is that like recent
like
or?
actually, yeah, in the past couple of years,
Oh, wow, I didn't know about
like up
that.
to now. Yeah,
But I mean, it stands to reason. It is like the per capita more artists in that city than and
well,
the general
yeah, but
in the
what it
general
did,
scope of artists. But I mean,
but what it
emo
did was,
kind of.
enable a homeless lifestyle and drug addiction.
Well, yeah, but you
All it
could
does is enable it.
you could say the same thing about the UBI.
I suppose.
Technically,
But
you
I mean, you're
could.
not really supposed to live off of a UBI
Not
alone.
supposed to. Not supposed to.
Yeah.
But have you met some Americans out there? I mean, come on. What do you,
Yeah, yeah.
oh, you're giving me free money? I ain't got to work no more.
Oh yeah.
Government calls it. I ain't got to work no more.
Yeah, absolutely true. Oh my god.
Hey,
Remember that one chick when Obama was gonna be elected, and she's like, Obama's gonna pay my light bill, and shit like that. It's fucking ridiculous.
hey, we're gonna get a State of the Union address, by the way, John, on February the 5th. Nancy Pelosi was nice enough to deign that Trump could go ahead and do that on the 5th. So I know you've been antsy, wondering when we were going to get it. We should have already had it by now, but we are going to get a State of the Trump address on the 5th of February. Just FYI.
Yes. So it pleases the crown to
Right?
have a SOTU.
And by way, speaking of Trump, two things. One hesitant figure came out today that the shutdown has cost us $11 billion thus far, two walls worth, almost.
Hell yeah.
So just bear that in mind. And the other thing, Russia spoke out about us being involved in Venezuela. Well, now we've got Iran involved. Iran is telling us the
Yes.
same thing. Stay out of Venezuela. Don't get
Well,
involved.
aren't they also following Russia over to Venezuela?
Yeah, and but of course, it's not surprising. We did pull out of a treaty with them, an agreement with them. Like Trump just
Yeah.
yanked us right out of there, right? So they're kind of butthurt about that. So they'll jump on
Good.
board with.
Oh, let them play their hand. It'll be fine.
But it apparently is not really bothering Trump. I'll have to look deeper into it. Maybe we'll talk about it on Friday.
Yeah.
But he's pushed and deepened sanctions on Venezuela. as of today. So, fuck Russia. I don't
Yeah.
think, I like I said, I think they're just trying to call him out. So we'll see what happens. You know how he is.
Hell
He's
yeah.
not afraid to be called out.
Yeah.
But that's the world in a nutshell. And one more caravan is on its way. Just
Yes.
FYI. I
Yeah.
believe
Yet
it's like
another
about
one.
8,000 people right now. There's a third caravan on its way. So just prepare yourself for more turmoil at the border. Cancel
Yay.
your vacation. All right, John. So why don't you tell everybody a little bit about the political compass test for those that may not know exactly what it does and what it does for us?
Well, so the political compass test is basically it's going to tell you where you stand, both socially both socially and economically. So it uses like a four grid system. The top half being how authoritarian you are and how left or right you lean, and the bottom one tells you how libertarian you are and how left or right you lean that way.
Gotcha.
So
Hey,
yeah,
real quick,
we get into it.
we got a fun fact from Seawall. Trump sanctioned and seized assets of a company that donated to him. So
Yes,
hashtag Trump is the most
it's
principled. Is that principled of
yeah,
U.S.
most
government?
principled of U.S. government.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. It's the best administration ever. That's what he
yeah,
says, right? They've done more than
it's
any
the best. No one,
administration
no
in
one
our
knows,
history.
no one knows administrations like he does.
I thought that George Washington guy was pretty good in his administration, seeing as how it was the first one, and
He was shit compared to Trump. Come on.
yeah, well, you know what it is. They didn't have orange hair dye back then.
Well, you know what? He also started taxation, so
Hey,
there is that,
he was a thief at heart.
and enforced it by force,
You,
as
you
you do.
you realize that cherry tree he cut down wasn't in his yard.
Literally at gunpoint,
He stole it.
enforced taxation.
Yeah, is that what it is? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he really did during the Whiskey Rebellion.
Well,
Yeah.
hey, they were tough times. Those were
They
tough
were.
times. It's a whole different world back then.
Exactly, dude. George Washington was the first to violate
Well,
the
somebody,
Constitution.
of course, somebody had
Somebody had
had to
to.
be the first, right? I mean, Jesus Christ! If you're gonna make rules, you gotta be the first one
You
to
gotta
break
break
them.
'em.
Fuck!
Yeah, of course.
I mean, show you how that shit works.
Yeah.
But anyway, all right, let's get into this political compass test because I'm afraid we're gonna find out. I don't know. We took this how long ago, John? How long ago was it that we did the
It was
political
actually
compass
the
test?
second episode of our podcast, but it was back in audio only.
Back in the
And it
audio
was
only days.
back when we had shitty editing, so like they popped up at like on the wrong time and all kinds of dumb shit. So this is
You
gonna be
say
the
that
more-
like we have editing now.
well, no, that's why it's better. That's
but
why our podcast is better now.
all right, so
Those
John,
podcasts have like 4 subscribers.
so as long as as you know, and I know how much you love this, but I've got 2 links opened up here, one for mine and one for yours, and of course because of the way you and I are on the screen, you are on the left, I am on the right for these, and which is probably about typical. So the first part of the test throws out a few propositions just to kind of start to get an initial viewpoint of where you stand. So I'm going to read through these, John, and you give me your answer. These are going to be based on strongly disagree, agree, or strongly agree. Do you have me on your screen? Can you see this test?
I can see it on the actual stream, but
Okay.
if you want to share your screen with me, that would probably be better.
You hate it when I do that, John.
Do I?
Yeah, because remember what has to happen? I have to show my
Oh.
I have to show my panties to the world.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
You know, dox
There you
bait.
go. See?
I have to
Dox bait.
turn into dox bait.
Oh, dox me, daddy. Dox
All
me.
right, John. Here comes the first question. It's going to be rapid fire, so we don't spend
Wait,
all
you wanna
night
blow it up a
listening
little
to
bit,
your
though?
bullshit, huh?
You want to blow it up a little bit?
Oh, goddamn, John!
I know,
I
I'm so
swear
needy.
to God, you blind children.
It's tiny.
How's
All right,
that?
there you go. Perfect.
All right.
Perfect.
If economic globalization is inevitable, it should primarily serve humanity rather than the interest of transnational corporations. Economic globalization should serve humanity or more than transnational corporations.
I mean, I'm gonna hit agree. No, agree.
Just agree.
Yeah, just regular agree. Only yeah, soft agree. Just because like obviously it should, but I mean I wouldn't try to force
I,
it to.
I have to agree with you on the agree. I'd
Okay.
always support my country whether it was right or wrong.
No, I'm gonna disagree with that.
Support your country? You would disagree, but not strongly disagree.
Right.
I will always agree, support my country, even if we are in the wrong on something, because it is my country. And that's that, you goddamn commie pinko. All
Jesus.
right. No one chooses his or her country of birth, so it's foolish to be proud of it.
I'm gonna hit disagree, but I understand what it's trying to say, in that like they're not the accomplishments of your country are not yours, but
But it is the backbone and foundation which you must stand
right.
upon. So I
There's no reason why
strongly
you can't.
disagree.
No reason why you can't be proud of
It is
being from
never
that.
foolish to be proud of your country unless you're ready to walk away from your country.
Yeah,
Our race has many superior qualities compared with other races. Here's a
I'm gonna
tough
do
one,
it.
John.
I'm gonna do a disagree on that.
Just a disagree.
Yeah.
I'm going to disagree with that as well. Not strongly disagree because I do know that there are inherent racial differences. That doesn't make anybody
Sure.
better or worse, but we all have pluses and minuses.
There's
It's a
differences,
pro
yeah.
con thing. It's just some races are more con than pro. Anyway, do you want to put any disclaimers? My opinions don't. All right, good. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Does this have reminiscent of
Yeah, we
something?
talked about that recently.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go ahead and disagree with that, just because like it's not always the case.
See,
I mean, it's nice, but it would be nice, but
if
it's not.
this were contextualized a little better, so like in wartime, I mean
No,
that's
it's not
typically
necessarily true though.
in wartime. That's typically when that statement is more true, if it makes sense, right? I mean, we weren't in
It
love.
can be more
We haven't
true.
been in love with everybody that we've been allied in war with. I mean, it just stands to
Well, yeah.
reason. So
Yeah.
I have to
Well, just
kind of
because
agree with that, depending on because at some points that is true.
I mean, just because you have a similar goal with someone doesn't make them your friend.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, don't
just
read
because you have a similar enemy.
don't read into it too much, John. It's more a colloquialism than anything else.
Yeah.
Military action that defies international law is sometimes justified. That
I'm gonna
means, is it okay to go
Yes.
shoot a despot in the head unbeknownst to the rest of the world?
Yeah, I'm just gonna soft agree on that.
Soft agree, and I'm going to have to give a soft agree on that as well, because there's plenty of times where I'm just wondering why we haven't sent SEAL Team 6 in this place or that place.
Well, there's like 7 other teams, or no, there's 9 other teams.
Did maybe 5 other teams, because there's 6, and I don't know if there's more than past
There's
6.
10.
I don't know. I don't know how
There's
many
10.
SEAL teams they have. I mean, I
There's
know
10.
Barnum and Bailey Circus has 3 trains, and they have SEALs in each
Jesus.
one of those shows. All right, so there is now a worrying fusion of information and entertainment. Oh, I strongly agree.
No, I'm just gonna disagree. Regular soft disagree.
Wait, you're
yeah.
soft disagreeing?
Yeah.
You're not concerned about the all right.
About us? No.
No, not
This
us. I'm
refers to us.
talking about information and entertainment. So, it's like that's celebrities getting involved with the news and like shows
Well, no, I think it's
shows
about-
pushing
yeah,
a
shows.
political or a social agenda.
You mean like us, right?
No. I'm talking about like sitcoms. Sitcoms
Yeah.
like the Roseanne show, which is now the Connors. I mean, they push political issues on the show and mix it with funny haha entertainment. And
Sure.
I mean, and it can make it cloudy for people whenever they're seeing that stuff. They
Either
don't get
way,
the full story.
I don't have a problem with it either way.
You should, because you're a part of the fucking problem, John.
Well, yeah.
All right, people are ultimately divided more by class than by nationality.
I agree with that.
You think they're divided more by class than by nationality,
Yeah,
even in the present day and age?
absolutely,
That's a
absolutely.
wow.
Because you
There
can
needs to
be
be a middle
friends.
ground. There needs to be a pure neutral on this because I would have to be. I'm just
Well,
so
that's not
far
the
right
point
down the
of the
middle.
test, then.
I know. I'm just so far down the middle on this one.
Yeah,
Because here in this country, we're divided by both equally, I think.
in a way.
But
All right.
we've always typically been class differentials. Controlling inflation is more important than controlling unemployment. Oh, I fucking strongly agree
Yeah,
there.
I agree with that as well.
Does that not step on
No, I
the things
agree.
you think about with the private free market?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I agree with that.
Just agree or
Controlling.
strongly agree?
I just agree. I don't have a lot of strong
And that's what makes
positions.
you a pussy. All
I
right,
suppose.
because corporations cannot be trusted to voluntarily protect the environment, they require regulation.
Yeah. So that's something I'm going to see. What was it? Because corporations cannot be trusted voluntarily. Oh yeah, no, I'm gonna disagree with that.
You're going to disagree? Soft
Yeah,
disagree?
yeah,
Okay. I had to soft agree on that because there are some corporations that the only way you're going to bring them in line is through regulation. From each according to his ability to each according to his need is a fundamentally good idea. Let's hear.
strongly disagree.
Strongly disagree. I can go with
Yeah,
that.
fuck that
Too bad.
Marxist bullshit.
Too bad. Jay's not here right now, right? I
Yeah,
know
I
what his
know. Oh my
answer would
god,
be.
fucking
Jesus.
Jay. I heard from him earlier.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've heard from him.
The middle class is just disappearing across the Western world. I would have to say that's true, Midget. It's either poor or not poor. It's a sad reflection on our society that something as basic as drinking water is now is a bottled, branded consumer product.
I disagree. I don't think it's a sad reflection at all.
On our society, yeah, I have to disagree. I don't think it's our society so much as I don't know, is civilization the best way to call it? Because this is something that's all over the world. It's just,
Yeah, but I
no.
mean, bottled water will also get to places that don't have their own source of water. So I mean, it's also utilitarian
Well,
as
sure,
well as just
but
convenient.
we do have a lot of our society that just buys these. Have you seen these god
Yeah,
awful
sure.
bottles of water that they sell in
Yeah,
stores now? Like
and there's no
these,
reason why they shouldn't be
it's
able to
like
do that.
it's like
'Cause
here,
people will buy it.
$3 for packaging and 20 cents for the water that's inside.
Yeah.
Land shouldn't be a commodity to be bought and sold.
Strongly disagree.
Do you?
Yeah.
That makes me wonder where you stand on eminent domain. But
No,
I agree
domain
with
is
that
not a
as
good
well. I
thing.
mean, it's something that people should be able to have. All right. It is regrettable that many personal fortunes are made by people who simply manipulate money and contribute nothing to their society.
I agree that that's unfortunate.
It's
I
regrettable.
would. Yeah. So it is regrettable, but I mean that's the way it is. Unfortunately.
I don't. Gosh, see again that neutral middle ground, like right down the middle. I'm gonna have to soft disagree there because I mean these companies allow it. Everything allows for middlemen to jump in and ride the cash from one point to the other and scrape off their piece. It's
Yeah.
just it's all set up. It's I don't know if it's so much regrettable as it is just
It's just a
the
natural
nature of the
consequence of the
beast.
system.
Yeah,
Yeah.
natural consequence. Protectionism is sometimes necessary in trade.
I agree with that.
Just agree? Strongly
Yeah.
agree.
No, I just agree.
Oh, that's me. I strongly agree. Um, I think it's absolutely necessary in trade often. I really do. Got to protect your interests because somebody's always wanting to fuck you
Yeah.
over, right?
Yeah.
The only social responsibility of a company should be to deliver a profit to its shareholders.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm going to go with strongly agree there, Gillette. John, the rich are too highly taxed.
Uh, I I mean, I agree, but
They're
everyone's
they're
too highly taxed.
well, right, but comparatively, are they too highly taxed? And bear in
Yeah,
mind, their taxes have gone down now. Corporate
yeah.
taxes were reduced.
Well, they don't pay that shit anyway, so I'm gonna say yes. I agree. They don't pay that shit anyway, though.
Oh, that was on me. The rich are too highly taxed. I don't think they're too highly taxed. I just don't think that they pay their taxes. Those with the ability to pay should have access to higher standards of medical care.
I mean, yeah, I agree with that. Absolutely.
You don't agree with a single pay system,
No,
free health care for your country like everybody else in the world does?
nope.
No?
Fuck them.
Says the man with health care.
Yeah, I have healthcare. Wonder where?
But do
Weird
you
how I got
now?
that right.
Let me ask you a question, John. Do you think you get the same quality of health care as someone who is rich?
No, of course not.
And you think that's okay?
Yes, that's okay.
So when you go to a
Just like I
hospital,
don't get as good a quality of food
you
as
don't have
someone
to
who's
worry about.
rich.
You're okay with not getting the same doctor that Joe Blow Moneybags would get.
Yeah, I mean, I
Okay.
don't have the money for it. Just like I don't have the money for
Well, your
the.
insurance should cover that doctor.
It'll cover some doctors. Yeah, it'll cover the doctors that I need.
Those with the ability to pay should have access. I kind of disagree. I think the
You're such
medical
a
care.
cuck.
I think the medical care you receive should be the same whether you're paying $1,000 for it or your insurance company's paying $1,000
You're such
for
a
it.
cuck.
I'm just saying.
Robert the cuck. Hashtag Robert the cuck.
It's about making sure healthcare is good for everybody.
Yeah.
Governments should penalize that mislead the public.
I soft agree on that only because, I mean, I don't want to, but yeah, I have to agree with that.
Hey, the sad thing is that kind of misleading goes on all the time anyway, and nobody ever does anything about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's really not enforced
You've been
unless someone
pre-approved
makes
for
it big.
$20,000 line of credit
Oh
till
yeah.
you apply for
You know what?
it.
You know
Till
what's
you
funny
apply
is
for it.
I actually got one of those robocalls earlier today that was talking about because of my excellent credit card history or payment history,
Mm.
I can apply for like a 0% interest card when I've never had a credit card in my entire life. So it's
Well,
like,
but you've got excellent payment history on something, right? Like bills, rent, and
no.
things like that.
I
Anything?
mean, yeah, on my
Do
bills
you
and stuff,
have any
yeah.
credit history built up?
Yeah, yeah.
And
But
never
I
had
don't have a
any
credit card.
charge-offs or collections?
No.
That means you've had good payment history. They weren't lying.
Well, yeah,
They're
but
not
no,
being misleading.
they specifically said credit card payment history.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
They probably meant the other John. All right.
Yeah.
A genuine free market
I do
requires
have perfect. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
a genuine free market requires restrictions on the ability of predator multinationals to create monopolies.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that because I mean it's true.
I
You can't
strongly
have a free
agree.
market. Yeah, I'm going to
Oh,
strongly agree as well. Change mine
damn
to
it, I keep
strongly.
forgetting where I'm at and where you're at.
God damn it, Robert!
We're
Don't
both the
fuck it
same
up
on it, so it's all right. It's all good.
for this one. Yeah.
The freer the market, the freer the people.
Yeah, I strongly agree with that.
Yeah, I would have to. You strongly agree with that?
Yeah.
I'll give it an agree. I won't say it's 100%. All right, next page. Let's see what we got next on the 20 questions train.
Yay.
All right, abortion, when the woman's life is not threatened, should always be illegal.
I'm going to say disagree, but only because like I don't want the government to be involved in that. I'd rather, at least the federal government, I'd rather let the states decide
I
that for
strong,
themselves.
I
Than to let
strongly
people
disagree because
decide
I
that
don't
for
think anybody
themselves.
should be involved in it. It's a medical
Yeah.
decision. That's all it is. Medical decision.
I disagree with that, but we'll move on because that's a deep
Or a
deep
medical
topic to
procedure. It's just a
unpack.
medical procedure. That's all it is. We have the right to
Yeah,
choose to do those. All authority should be questioned.
strongly agree.
All
Absolutely.
authority? Even
All of it.
yours, John?
No, not mine. Everyone except for mine.
Gotcha. An
Luckily, I
eye,
don't have any authority.
an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth.
Mm-mm. I disagree with that.
Really?
Yeah,
I have to go with a mild agreement on that. I mean, you push us, we kind of have to push back, or we're going to be pussies, and you're going to walk all over us.
Well, I mean, that's different than
No, you push
like,
us, we push back. That's for an eye, tooth for a tooth. Duh.
Well, there's also, I mean, there's other things that go into it though.
Sure.
So like what they have in like Serbia, where they have feuds that go back generations. Because one person will kill someone's family member, and then someone of that family member will go and kill someone else of that family member, and it just goes back and forth for generations, and nothing changes.
Yeah, but that's not here.
Nothing being done. No,
the only place we deal with that is the Hatfields and McCoys.
Yeah,
they're the only ones that do that shit. See, I like what Seawall says. You push me, I shoot you. Then no one will try to push me. There you go.
Sure.
Taxpayers should not be expected to prop up any theaters or museums that cannot survive on a commercial basis.
I agree with that, yeah.
So you don't think that there's an inherent need to preserve the arts and humanities in our culture without it having to have a commercial basis? Like, I know it says theaters and museums, but do you think museums primarily, should they have a commercial basis to be valid?
Yeah, if somebody wants that to exist, if somebody wants to preserve history or preserve, culture or whatever, then they will pay to do so.
Well, I understand if somebody wants to preserve it, they will do so. I get that aspect.
I'm saying if they're willing to pay for it, then they will do so.
But this is asking, as taxpayers, you're paying taxes in. Should part of that not be to preserve our culture in our society?
So hang on, because I want to ask Seawall something real quick, because he says in the chat that the Hatfields and McCoy are now in business together. They sell whiskey.
Sweet.
What would be the name of that whiskey? Because I would like to try it. Whiskey's my favorite.
Hatcoy?
Favorite everything ever.
McFields. I bet it's called McFields.
Maybe.
That would be funny as shit.
And also J. Edgar. That was Serbia, but I'm sure that also happens in South Chicago as well.
The high on Wednesday in Chicago?
It's just called
15 degrees.
Called Hatfield and McCoy.
Nice. Now, are you? And that's actually them joined together. Wow. All right. So what did I put for taxpayers should not be expected to prop up? God, that's a tough one for me. Expected to? I guess not. Slightly disagree, but not much. Schools should not make classroom attendance compulsory.
I agree with that.
Wow, I strongly. We need fucking education in this country more than ever these days. You need classroom attendance, whether it's online or whether it's in the school. It needs to happen.
No, it needs to happen, but you shouldn't force people to do it.
You shouldn't force people to go to school and be educated.
Right.
Wow. Tell that. I'm glad you're not having kids.
I would educate my children, obviously.
Oh, great. So they'll know everything about historical wars and nothing about the present day.
They might learn some math.
Some math?
A little bit. Yeah, as much as I'm able to teach, which is like addition, subtraction, multiplication.
If you go get me one beer, and then I tell you to go get me another beer, how many beers do I have? Boy?
How many beers do I have left in my 12-pack? Yeah.
Oh, shit. Now you're getting deep math. That's algebra shit.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying, man, Where it's like, yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
All people have their rights, but it is better for all of us that different sorts of people should keep to their own kind.
I disagree with that.
Just disagree?
Yeah.
But not strongly disagree.
Right, because you should have the choice to.
No, should. This says should keep to their own kind, as in a prior. Should. I strongly disagree with that. That's just a setup for fucking. That's just set up for fucking segregation. Ugh. Good parents sometimes have to spank their children. Strongly motherfucking.
I regularly agree with that. I don't think that should be your first, your first reaction. But
no, it's not what it says. It just says sometimes have to spank their children.
I'm just saying that's
don't
why
read too much into it to tweak the way your little snowflake ass wants it.
Oh my god! I'm just trying to explain. Trying to fluff it out a bit, make it last longer.
We've got two of these
Thinking
to get
about
through.
Baseball.
Jesus Christ. John, are you fucking in that room? I've told you time and time again they'll come into my house and having this sex. Okay? It's natural for children to keep some secrets from their parents.
Yeah, of course, I agree with that.
Yeah, I strongly agree. I know it's fucking natural. They just do it inherently. I don't care who it is. Possessing marijuana for personal use should not be a criminal offense.
Strongly agree.
Wow,
I'm sure we can. Yeah, that was an easy one. I don't think I even have to
we
explain
see
it.
eye to eye on that. The prime function of schooling should be to equip the future generation to find jobs.
School. Ugh.
I have
I
to.
mean,
I'm going soft agree on that one.
I'm going to soft agree as well.
I mean, there are other reasons. There are other primary functions for a
Yeah,
school, but yeah, you need to have kids capable of going out and getting a job and supporting themselves.
yeah.
People with serious inheritable disabilities should not be allowed to reproduce.
I disagree with that.
Just disagree?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to say strongly disagree. All right, the most important thing for children to learn is to accept discipline. Strongly agree.
I'm going to disagree with that though. I don't think that's the most
Disagree?
important thing. Yeah.
But they.
I do think it's important. I just don't think it's the most important thing.
But you're. Oh well, it's. I think it's the most important thing to learn because that's preparing them for stepping out into the world on their own. Because it's all about accepting discipline, whether it's coming from your government or whether it's coming from your boss or
Oh
your
God,
wife,
scary.
your dom. There there are no savage and civilized peoples. There are only different cultures.
All cultures are beautiful. No, I disagree with that.
I disagree too. All right. Those who are able to work and refuse the opportunity should not expect society's support.
I strongly agree with that.
I'll have to go with you on that. When you are troubled, it's better not to think about it, but to keep busy with more cheerful things.
I know I should disagree with this, but that is what I do, so I'm going to agree with it, knowing that it's not the right thing to do.
Yeah, no, I mildly disagree with that because I think you've got to think about it to work it through it
Yeah.
sometimes.
No, I agree with you. I had to agree
Yeah,
with that
no, I
because I don't want to
understand
be a
because
hypocrite.
you're sad and pathetic.
Yeah.
I like seawater. Work or be fuel. I love it.
That's funny. I like
First,
it.
first generation immigrants can never be fully integrated within their new country.
I disagree with that. I've seen cases where that happens. I've seen it plenty of times.
You're disagree or strongly?
No, just disagree.
I strongly disagree with that because as you said, some of them are just it's like they've been here all their lives. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which many of them have. What's good for the most successful corporation is always ultimately good for all of us.
I disagree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, that's demonstrably untrue.
So is this still a soft disagree or a strong disagree?
It's a just soft disagree. I don't have a lot of strong feelings on anything.
All right. No broadcasting institution, however independent its content, should receive public funding.
I agree with that. Yeah,
Public funding. It's like, but is that talking like
taxpayer dollars.
PBS or
Yeah,
taxpayer
like
dollars?
no. Like taxpayer is what I'm assuming. Like the BBC does or NPR. Wait, doesn't NPR isn't that taxpayer? I don't know, but yeah, no, they shouldn't receive.
The only thing that puts me on the line there is, and what was it you said? You
Uh, no,
strongly
wait,
agree.
no. Yeah, I agree with it. Not, I don't strongly agree. I disagree.
I'm going to have to slightly disagree with that, only from the standpoint that our government, our emergency systems, rely on broadcasters to get
Oh well,
word
yeah,
out.
that's different
So
though. That's different.
but that's they
That's not an
receive. That's
institution.
typically, huh?
That's not a broadcasting institution.
Well, the institution itself is getting the money that comes from the government to make sure that they're available for broadcasting these things. I mean, I'm assuming. I thought that was a. Is that not pointing to the corporation itself, which is basically
No.
where the money goes to. What's the institution then?
The institution's going to be like, PBS or NPR or whatever the hell, BBC over in the UK.
Hmm.
Let's see what's next.
Yeah, I'm still
Oh
going to
yeah,
stick with
and
disagree.
J. Edgar in the chat asks, "Is he going to be doing this next week?" He's going to be on the show next Monday. Do we want to grill him on this, or do we want
We
to
could,
talk
we
about
could,
him?
we could bust him through
All right, yeah,
throw these questions
yeah,
at
we'll
him,
do that.
or there is the option you can bring your results to us and we'll discuss them on the show.
Yeah, we can do that.
Because the link is in the description to these
Yes, it
tests.
Also, the link to our Deplorable Batcave episode, the what that we were a guest on, is right there in the description as well. So go check them out. 'Cause
Let's hear
they're
it for the
pretty awesome.
Deplorable Batcave.
Yeah, they're cool guys. We had fun.
They rock my world. All right, John, our civil liberties are being excessively curbed in the name of counterterrorism.
Strongly agree.
I have to strongly
Absolutely,
agree with
yeah.
that as well. There's some really fucked up things going. Man, that Patriot Act is just a wide open door to fuck you.
Yeah.
A significant advantage of a one-party state is that it avoids all the arguments that delay progress in a democratic political system.
Well, that is an advantage of it, isn't it?
I kind of disagree because even in a one-party state, people still bitch and argue at each other.
Well, not for very long. Then
mean-
they get executed. But no, I strongly disagree. I would never want a one-party system.
Although the electronic age makes official surveillance easier, only wrongdoers need to be worried.
Fuck you. Strongly disagree.
Strongly disagree. Big
Yeah.
Brother is watching. The
That's
death
right.
penalty
Always.
should be an option for the most serious crimes.
I agree.
I have to give some agreement there, although I'm not a big fan of the death penalty, only from the standpoint that I don't think they've got it. I don't know. There's no perfect one. There's no perfect one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
There's too much room for error. Because we don't have. I don't know why we don't have firing squads.
Well, not only that,
it would
but
be
if
the
you see
easiest
like
thing.
Yeah, firing squads have got to be the best way. That lethal injection shit, they fuck it up so much.
I was just
and
why
it's
I
so
was just
horrible.
I was
Man.
just doing a little retro and watching Boston Legal, and they had an episode where a guy was having on the table for lethal injection, and they had fucked up putting the needles in, and one had gone into a muscle, and one had missed a vein, and so it was
Yeah.
like a 30-minute process, and he still wasn't dead yet, and then he starts flailing, and one of the guards comes out and puts a bullet in his head, and then that guard goes on trial for murder.
Yeah,
Because he killed somebody that was already being killed.
yeah,
Put
it's
him out of his
fucked up.
misery. Yeah.
We need firing squad is best way.
It is. In a civilized society, one must always have people above to be obeyed and people below to be commanded.
I don't like it.
Can we all
but
be peers?
No, that's communistic. I'm gonna agree,
You're going
but
to
only
agree.
only because like there has to be a hierarchy. A hierarchy. I mean, first of all, a hierarchy is needs you need a hierarchy for organization and for civilization, and I mean hierarchies are natural anyway. They're going to form no matter what you do.
Well, yeah.
Even if it's not like official, someone's going to be taking the lead.
The only thing this would result in is anarchy,
Right.
in my opinion. All right. Abstract art that doesn't represent anything shouldn't be considered art at all.
I mean, I wouldn't consider it art, but I'm not going to tell anyone that they can't. So I'm going to disagree with that. Just because, like, I'm not going to tell someone
I strongly
what art
disagree.
is.
Only from the standpoint that art is completely subjective.
Right.
And you never know what's going to catch your eye and be like, damn, that's just a pile of color, but it's speaking to me. And I usually hate this shit, right?
Well, it's also the story of that one guy who just like they went to an art show, and he just put down a pair of glasses on the floor,
Yeah.
and then like after a few minutes, people just started gathering around it and trying to interpret it and figure out what it's supposed to mean and represent.
But
And
look at
meanwhile, he just put them on the ground.
but that's art. It's fucking
Yeah.
it's fucking art, right? In a
It's
sense.
art. Somehow it's art. Yeah.
In criminal justice, punishment should be more important than rehabilitation.
I disagree with that.
I strongly disagree. If we can bring them back,
Yeah.
not everybody is too far gone. It is
However,
it is a waste of time to try to rehabilitate some criminals. Some
and I
criminals.
agree with that. Yeah.
I have to agree with that.
Yeah.
The business person and the manufacturer are more important than the writer and the artist.
I disagree with that.
Good to hear you.
I mean,
I think
important
that-
is
I think
subjective
that-
as well.
I mean, the business person and the manufacturer aren't going to get anywhere without writers and artists to promote their goods. So fuck them, right? I mean, they work hand in hand.
Yeah.
Mothers may have careers, but their first duty is to be homemakers.
I disagree with that. It's their choice as to what they want to do.
Well, I disagree that it has to be the mothers, but I do. Of course, as I've been called a boomer mindset, I think somebody needs to be there to raise the children. I hate
Yeah.
this thought of us putting our kids in daycare and let somebody else raise our kids, and then we wonder why our kids aren't functioning the way
Yeah.
we want them to.
Right.
Multinational companies are unethically exploiting the plant genetic resources of developing countries.
I suppose they are. I mean, I'll
Probably.
agree with that.
I would agree with it. We hear about shit like that happening.
Sure.
Making peace with the establishment is an important aspect of maturity.
Strongly disagree.
Yeah.
Fuck
yeah,
the
it's-
establishment.
I mean,
No, I'm gonna go
you-
listen to some punk music.
Well, actually, I'm only going to soft disagree on that because I think you have to make your peace with some things. You've made your peace with taxes, right?
No.
I mean, you make your peace with you pay them, and you don't do anything.
Yeah, but I jerk
Fi-
off onto the W-2 before I send it.
Yeah, but you don't send them, John. It's all electronic files, so shut
Oh,
the
yeah,
fuck
whatever.
up. Oh,
Whatever.
so you're telling me you told me you let your dad take care of it. So you're sending your
All right, shut up.
dad your cummed on W-2s?
No. he sends
Nice,
it back,
John.
and
That's
then he
that's
sends
good
it back,
family
and then I
dynamic
jerk
there.
off onto it. Jesus
That's
Christ!
good.
Can I tell a joke?
That's
Jesus,
good
you're such a
family
boomer.
dynamics, John. I'm just trying to out you as a dumbass that doesn't know how to do his own taxes.
I know how to. He just does it better.
John, astrology accurately explains many things.
Strongly disagree. Astrology is fucking stupid.
I'll strongly disagree, only from the standpoint that you could read the same thing into tea leaves, chicken bones, the whole mess.
Right.
And you pick something and you can read into it. You cannot be moral without being religious.
I disagree with
Bullshit.
that.
I
Yeah.
strongly disagree with that. Charity is better than Social Security as a means of helping the genuinely disadvantaged.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I strongly agree with that.
I'm only going to have to soft agree because I can see I know where you're coming from on this, but I also, there's that part of me that knows that if charity was the only way, a lot less people would get money. I mean,
I disagree
do you
with
think
that,
charity,
for sure.
there's enough charity out there to take care of the baby boomers that are about to go into Social Security need?
Well, I think there will be if the government's not taking care of them.
Really?
Like I've said before, the reason why a lot of people don't give to charity is because they think it's already being taken care of by the government.
So if they set up a charity and called it Social Security charity, people
Yeah.
would just donate enough money to sustain the billions of dollars we need to take care of the elderly?
Well, we wouldn't need as much money to take care of them in that case.
Yeah.
Because a lot of it goes to bureaucracy, and a lot of it goes to Congress. They just take it out of the Social
For
Security.
most of those people, a lot of it just goes to their fucking rent.
No, what I'm talking about is the money that's in the Social Security pool.
Right. It still
That
gets
goes
paid
out.
out, John.
Most of it gets taken out.
But what I'm saying is there's billions
And
of
it goes to
dollars that get
bureaucracy.
paid out to people in checks. Yes, there's other billions that are going into bureaucracy, but there's billions that get paid out in checks to people.
Sure.
And that, you know what? I'm gonna go off on a tangent, a soft divergence right here, real quick, because I did read something today, and I got to give our president props for this.
Oh, wow. Historic moment.
Yeah, this year was supposed to be potentially the first year that we were going to start on the track to pure insolvency with the Social Security industry set up. But because of Trump's economic moves forward with jobs and
Hmm.
people making more money, it's actually been forestalled for at least another couple of years.
Sweet.
There's actually, he's actually done something good as far as maintaining Social Security and the threshold that it's at. Which, so
Hell
I
yeah.
will officially give him props for that. If he's had a positive impact there, so be it. That's a good thing. All right.
Perfect.
Some people are naturally unlucky.
I disagree with that.
Yeah, I have to disagree with that too.
Yeah.
It is important that my child's school instills religious values. Fuck.
I disagree.
No. Strongly or regular?
I regular disagree.
Really? You think there's
Yeah.
still room for religious values to be taught in school then?
Well, and like if it was a private school and you're setting them for that, then yeah. But I
No,
mean,
no,
it's
no.
not.
All it says
That's
is it's
to me.
important that my child's school. So imagine you have a child, you're sending to
Right.
school. Would
I
you
mean,
want
there
them
are some.
instilling
There are some.
religious values in your child? You don't
There are
have
some.
religious values still,
Oh
do
my
you?
God, I know, but well, no. I mean, there's some values that are in religion that are good,
Yeah, but those
but
can
I
be
would.
taught without being religion.
Yeah.
That's the problem I have. When you mix religion in school, it's just a
Yeah.
fucked up mess. All right, finally a look at sex. Finally, sex.
Yay.
God, I wondered how long it was going to take us to get to the sex. Sex outside marriage is usually immoral.
No, I disagree with that.
Just disagree?
It's usually. I mean, the sex itself isn't immoral, but what you do might be immoral.
Now it says sex outside marriage. It's not just talking about if you're married. It's also talking about like premarital sex, right?
That's what I always got from it was talking about premarital, but
I figured it
it
was
might not
yeah,
be.
yeah.
Might be cheating.
I
as
strongly
well, but
disagree. I think if you need to sample the milk before you buy the cow. All right, a same-sex couple in a stable, loving relationship should not be excluded from the possibility of child adoption.
I agree with that.
Just agree?
Yeah, just agree.
I strongly agree.
There's
If
some
they're good
there's some pretty damning statistics though.
if they're good parents, they're good parents. Give them the
Right.
opportunity because we've got plenty of straight couples out there that are the worst fucking parents ever. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Pornography depicting consenting adults should be legal for the adult population.
Strongly agree. Porn is awesome.
Of course you agree.
Did you hit? Wait. Go back up. Did you hit? Oh, okay, you hit for the other one, right? I thought I saw you hit strongly disagree.
Wait. Oh, did you say strongly agree?
Yeah.
I'm
Jesus.
sorry. John, did I mention that I'm half asleep right now? You
Yeah.
got to keep your eyes on me.
I'm watching you.
What goes on in a private bedroom between consenting adults is no business of the state.
Strongly agree.
I have to strongly agree with that as well. You need to get some of those old books, laws off the books too, though. No one can feel naturally homosexual.
I strongly disagree with that because I've seen you before,
Right?
and you feel strong. You feel naturally homosexual.
Well, if you weren't feeling me up, you wouldn't know that.
I had to find out somehow.
All right. These days, openness about sex has gone too far.
I'm gonna soft disagree on that. Only because it is actually fucking.
I'm gonna
getting there for
I'm
me.
gonna have to go with a. Did you say soft disagree? Right. I'm gonna go with
Yeah.
a soft agree on that because just there's too much of it in movies and television. It's even filtered down into like kids shows to where they make some obscure sexual references and stuff. We're a
Yeah,
little
no, it's
more
kinda
open
like
than's
Disney
good for our
Channel and shit.
kids. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a little too open for where we are with our kids. All right, so let's see where you stand. John, you're first up. We'll see where you stand. About the political compass, blah, blah, blah. We know this.
Yeah,
so,
we don't need to read that
John,
bullshit.
and la, 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 la. Right, I get it. Gotcha. And there you are, John. John, you are a
There I am.
right-leaning libertarian. You...
I've actually moved slightly further to the right than I was last
yes,
time I
you
took this
have.
class.
You actually
Yeah.
have. And what have I told you? I'm just telling you, as things happen,
Yeah.
and as you get older, this is going to continue. Watch.
Because I used to be closer to the line, but still on the right, but like closer to the line.
And who does that put you?
So that's interesting.
So you're somewhere
Closer to Milton Friedman, yeah.
Yeah. But still,
Which I mean, I
still,
do like Friedman.
you're not completely out of the neighborhood with Gandhi.
I'm
All right, let's see where
not
I
as much of
stand.
a pacifist
Where do you
though.
think I stand, John?
You're
Probably
gonna be in the left green quadrant, bottom left quadrant, but pretty close to the line.
no. I'm
Oh
leaning
shit! Look at
right
you.
now.
Oh shit!
Look at me
Look at I
leaning
must be having
right.
an influence on you.
No, it's the politics of the time. I think are really shifting me.
Well, last time
This
we took the test, though, you were on the other side of that line.
immigration is having an impact on how I feel.
Yeah, fair enough.
You
Yeah.
know, the government
Yeah.
shutdown is starting to impact how I feel.
Yeah,
Trump
you're
is
more
having
nationalistic than you were.
Trump is swaying me more and more. I mean, and look at me now. I'm sitting here going. It just got through saying I'm giving him props for something. I
Yeah.
almost want to go wash my mouth out with soap.
Wait,
But
wait. So, Seawall, you said Rob will be sprayed. Is he going to be spayed or is he going to be spared? Because those are two big difference. Like, those are two different things.
what am? Wait. Were we? Maybe
said,
he's still
"Rob,
talking.
you'll
Maybe
be
he's still
sprayed when
talking.
the day comes."
Maybe he's still talking about the porn question.
Maybe. He answered. He says, I recommend continuing on this path. That's funny. Spared. Okay, good. Yeah, you get to live when Seawall takes over.
That's good. I like being spared. As long as I'm not spare ribs, I'm good. So, John, you and I are not far off from each other. You're still a little more libertarian than I am. What is that?
Yeah,
Two
you're a little
hash
more
marks.
authoritarian.
I'm a little more Gandhi. You're a little more Milton Friedman. I mean, it
Well,
really
those
is
are two totally different. Gandhi's more like of a social,
right. But that's
thing,
my
whereas
point.
Friedman's more of
I'm
an
closer.
economic
I'm closer to
writer.
Gandhi's quadrant than the other way.
Yeah.
So, I haven't full on drunk the Kool-Aid yet. So,
Right, you'll get there though. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Just keep hanging out with me. Keep doing this show. You'll get there.
all right.
You'll find out I'm right.
So now the next thing to do is let's take the political party quiz. Now I don't think have you taken this before?
I think I took it once. That's why I knew about it, but I haven't. I don't remember exactly how it works, so I can't really tell you.
I have not taken it
Much
either.
about it.
So let's see what happens and find out if we're a Democrat, Republican, or a Centrocrat. Now there we go. All right. Which statement comes closer to your own views, even if neither is exactly right? Business corporations make too much profit. Most corporations make a fair and reasonable amount of profit.
I mean, I have to go with the bottom one.
You know, that one is a little bit troubling for me because as soon as I read that, the first thing things I think about are like BP oil. Quite a few years
Yeah.
back, they have oil spills and everything, and then we have problems with oil prices. They're going through the fucking roof, and gas prices, and they're making billions of fucking dollars in one quarter. And I'm like, isn't that a little bit much? I don't know. You put that to fucking finding a way to get something besides gas in our cars. But I'm gonna have to go with the free market on this. I mean, corporations are supposed to make money. It's about the taxes is where I come in. Ultimately. All right, which statement comes closer to your views? Problems in the world would be even worse without U.S. involvement. U.S. efforts to solve problems around the world usually end up making things worse.
Absolutely, that one.
The
Yeah.
second one, correct? I have to agree with that. It falls right in line with my get the fuck out of the rest of the world and let's eat
Yeah.
our own pie. Do you think it is the responsibility of the federal government to make sure all Americans have health care coverage?
No.
Yeah, that's where we disagree. I think
Yeah, I
that
know.
this should be provided for our country because it would help a lot of people. It would be
Yep.
good.
Hashtag Robert the Cuck.
It beats the fuck out of that non-affordable health care act.
Yeah, but that's the government trying to give you health care.
No, not free health care. They're trying to give you affordable health care yet it's non-affordable. Do you strongly favor, oppose, or strongly oppose allowing gays and lesbians to marry legally?
I favor it.
You favor
Yeah.
it.
I favor. Yeah.
I strongly
Let the
favor
gays
it.
be-
Let the fuckers deal with marriage if they want to. They don't know what they're getting into, obviously. Took me 4 times to get it right, so enjoy that.
Yeah.
Yes, and how many are you? How many are you willing
How
to
many are
let
you willing
die?
to let die?
In which question was
He's talking about the
the healthcare?
healthcare. Yeah,
As how many am I willing to let die?
yeah. He's
As
saying that
if
the single payer system makes people die.
yeah, well,
We don't have to let him make that
people are
argument
dying
at
right
some
now
point.
with paid health care. I mean, people don't have insurance and they're dying. So it's kind of six on one, half a dozen to the other. It's, survival of the fittest kind of thing. Which statement comes closer to your own views, even if neither is exactly right? Government is doing
Yeah.
too many things that would be better left to businesses and individuals. Government should do more to solve problems.
The first one, government is
Yes.
doing too
Yeah,
much.
they're involved in too many things. They need to reprioritize. All right. What does he say? As the government will have to deny care because we allow the government into health care in the fucking first place. Well, yeah. It works the government being involved in the health care of their people works in other countries, and it's
Yeah,
free.
it really doesn't though.
It
It works in the short term.
it depends on
It
who
does,
you fucking talk
it's not
to. I mean,
sustainable.
you can hear some people. Take Canada for
Yeah,
instance.
no,
You
like I'm
hear some
saying,
people say it's fine, really bad,
I know
and then
it
other
works in
people
the
are
short
like, I
term.
never want. Jim Carrey lived there
Oh
all
my
his
God,
life. He
once
said he never
again,
had a problem.
yeah, once
He's
again,
like, I
it works
never.
in the short term. It's not sustainable over a long term.
How long have they had it?
I don't know.
Yeah. So determine what a short term is and let me know. Because they
I'll
just
let you
got
know
through
once
giving
I
their
know.
doctors raises last year because they have plenty of money to give these doctors raises and increase the quality of health care.
Yeah.
Which comes closer to your view about how to handle undocumented immigrants who are now living in the U.S.? Should not be allowed to stay here legally, should be allowed to stay here legally.
Yeah, the first one. GTFO, bruh.
Yeah, I'm there too. It's gonna they're gonna call us a Republicans, John. Which statement comes closer to your views? This country has gone too far in its effort to protect the environment. This country should do whatever it takes to protect the environment.
I have to go with the first one, but I mean, I don't think it's gone too far to protect the environment.
Well, since
But,
it's talking about this
yeah, I
country and
know.
not the government, I'm going to have to say the other because I think it's a responsibility of the people to take care of the environment that you live in. I
Yeah.
mean, I like the great outdoors. I like going out hiking and fishing and camping. Those are things
Nah,
I want
fuck
to be
it.
able to do. Do you think
No, it's hot outside.
do you think abortion should be legal in all, legal in most, illegal in most, or illegal in all cases?
Jesus. Ah, man. This is always a hard one for me. I'm so on the fence about it. I'm just gonna put legal in most cases, even though I wouldn't even say most. I would just say some. But like,
Oh, damn it. Well, we're kind of there in most cases. We're both the same on that one, so we're good.
yeah.
All right. Which of the following comes closer to your view about the federal government's effort to prevent terrorism? Muslims living in the U.S. should be subject to more scrutiny than people in other religious groups. Muslims living in the U.S. should not be subject to additional scrutiny solely because of their religion.
Ooh, that's a good one. Let's see, Muslims living in the U.S. should be subject to more scrutiny. Mm. No, I have to say no. I have to go with no. Should not be subject to additional
Because of
scrutiny.
their religion, right? They should not.
Right.
Now, their national origin, depending on
Right.
where they
Yes,
come from, that
absolutely.
might need to come into
Yeah.
question, right? That
Yeah,
is my
absolutely. I
opinion
don't
on
think you
that.
should. No, I don't think you should watch someone based on their religion alone, but their nationality, sure.
Having an increasing number of people of different races, ethnic groups, and nationalities in the U.S. makes this country a better place to live, worse place to live, doesn't make much difference either way.
I don't think it makes a
Having an
difference either way.
increasing number of people.
Mm,
Because for me, I I think it's making a worse place for us to live. We need because we don't get our shit together with it. We're just letting it. We just
yeah,
look at what
yeah,
it's doing
I'll
right
agree with
now.
that. Yeah, no, you're right. I'll agree with that. Yeah,
Definitely makes a
I
worse
don't
place
want
in
to
my
though.
opinion. That's why
Yeah,
my shirt. Fuck off. We're full.
yeah. We're fuck off. We're full. Yeah, true.
Which statement comes closer to your own views? The economic system in this country is generally fair to most Americans. The economic system in this country unfairly favors powerful interests.
Mm. I do think it unfairly uh, favors powerful, powerful interests.
Lobbying much, right?
Yeah, exactly. It does.
And that's where I have to stand too. Now, Midget said that this test sucks, and I kind of see where he's coming from. However,
Yeah,
I see how these broad-based questions are kind of pinpointing the certain key issues that are prevalent in our, the last 20 years of our political system.
yeah.
So, all right, John, here we go. You are a conservative Republican.
God damn it.
Look at where you
No, I'm not.
fucking fall on this, John, based off those questions.
I can't really see it all that well.
Hold on, here I come. I'm zooming in on
Yeah,
you. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Zoomed in too much.
that's all right.
Okay,
Wait, that one's you, right?
no, it jumped a little bit once it got closed in. It just
Oh,
kind of
okay,
pulled
it's
you
not
over
so
because it was
bad
cramped
then.
up. So yeah, you're a well, no, see, this is conservative Republican. So the zoom, look at this. Okay, they're okay. So you
What
look
the
at it. Look at how
fuck?
far back you're going every time I
No, I'm
fucking
a
zoom out.
lefty. Oh my god, no! I'm a
The more I
communist.
zoom in, the further right you swing. The closer I scrutinize you, John, the more I
Yeah,
realize you just really are on the right.
I'm really just a communist in disguise, trying to make conservatives look bad, so people go to communism.
All right, so let's see where I stand on the zoomed in scale. See, I come in as an independent,
Yeah, we
which
can
I'm
look at the other
surprised
stuff
I
too,
would.
though.
Huh?
We can look at the other stuff too: the age, gender, race, and religion.
Let's see what happens. Do we have to? Okay, so here I am. So I'm. Is this basically saying that this is where people
It's
typically
saying you're
sit?
old.
Well, no, it's saying
Yeah,
that I sit back here with the same mindset as the 30-year-olds,
yeah.
whereas you
I'm a
are
boomer.
you're the old man. Get off my goddamn
That's
grass, you
right.
fucking kids.
So
I
I get
pay
the
for
fuck
that
off my
goddamn
lawn. I'll
grass.
have the M1 Garand and everything like Clint Eastwood. Be like, get off my lawn.
Wow, yeah, you definitely. Oh God, this is going to tell me yeah, see, I think like a woman apparently.
Yeah, you do.
Now we're running into the part where this test doesn't know what the fuck. Well, where does it put me when I zoom out? Way the fuck over.
What the fuck is with that? This test
It's their
does suck.
graphics. It's their graphics.
I hate this. I hate this
But
test.
see, this is independent. This little block here is independent. Right over
Yeah.
here is where your little area is. So you kind of know where it is based off this. So you're yeah. I guess I just love women. So you think more like we both
I'm
probably
white as
think
fuck.
yeah, and
No,
I think more like
Hispanic.
I'm a
Order de
mix. I'm a
ese.
mix. I'm a mix. I'm caramel. See,
In
you lean more
religion.
towards white evangelical, whereas oh god damn you, I lean towards Hispanic Catholic. Fuck you. Fuck you. This test, midget, you're right.
This
This
test
test
does suck.
suck.
Yeah, I agree with Midget. This test sucks ass. I denounce all of these findings.
See,
I prefer
well,
the political
I,
compass
I
test.
don't want to I don't want to swing too far to the right. I want to keep I want to keep a good political bias not bias, but what's the word I'm looking for? Balance going. I
Mm.
want to keep I want to be in the middle. I want to be that centrocrat. I am a centrocrat.
Yeah.
There's too many screwed up views the further you go to either direction. There really are, especially in how things are interpreted from one to the other. I don't know. What do
Yeah.
you think, John? Do you think you're swinging more towards a conservative Republican?
Not a Republican, no. Because Republicans are way more authoritarian than for my taste.
Well, my thoughts are that this has swung you that way based off of the way you see the markets,
Hmm.
and B, the way you see immigration. Those are the two primary things I think really that impact where you stand on this scale. From myself knowing you, Because I know that, we kind of see eye to eye on immigration. Shut the fucking country down. Let's get our shit together. We could be okay with that. Now, I think you still would want to allow some people in, trickle in, but I don't agree with that.
See, Seawall in the chat here says, but we have a snazzy uniform all ready for you. We also have cake. And, that's all nice and well, but all I want is to guard my weed plants with my guns and wish the gay couple next door, a happy honeymoon. I mean, I don't think that's too much to ask.
And just FYI, I actually don't like cake.
I'm not a big fan either. I don't have a sweet tooth at all, though. I have like the opposite of a sweet tooth.
Your camera just is all fuzzy now. You're out of focus. There you go. Now you're back.
Yeah.
John. Welcome back.
I just had to tilt my head right.
Now, I actually let me amend that. I like cake that's not frosted.
You can't purge the weed plant. The weed plant will always be there. See, well,
what is? I don't know. He's starting to worry me a little. I might be a little worried right now.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't purge the weed plant.
See,
it'll grow anywhere.
Now, I will say that I do believe that this test is a little bit skewed. In that, I think you lean more towards the middle, and I do believe I lean more towards the right than what it's saying. Yeah,
the political compass test showed you that you're on the other side of that line. Welcome to the right side.
Yeah. Now, have I not told you since we first met?
Oh yeah.
This is what happens as I'm getting older, as my kids are getting older. I'm swinging right. I'm moving.
But I got there first though. So
yeah,
I think I'm
but
smarter than you.
Yeah, but you did it for all the wrong reasons.
What? Because I read books?
No, you're a rebel without a clue.
That's not true. I read books. I'm very, as we know.
Name one book you've read. What book have you read in the last week? Enlighten us. Come on, Oprah.
Right here, Kindly Inquisitors by Jonathan Rauch. Very good book. Written 1994, 1993, something like that.
Yeah?
Yeah. Just that one right there. I don't have any other ones within reach. But
Seawall, Seawall was born right wing. He goose stepped out of the Nice.
That must have been very uncomfortable for your mother. Just saying.
So I don't know. I'll give credence to the political compass test. I'm iffy about that political the party test. And who was at the Pew? That was off Pew too, right?
The Pew, yeah.
That's kind
Pew Research Center or whatever.
You would think they would be a little better at that, getting that right, or at least have graphics, or at least have graphics that stay in place. One of the two. Don't ask for much, but give me something, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, so that was our fun for the night, John. I hope you had a good time. And do you have any parting words of wisdom for our folks out there?
Never take wooden nickels. Something my dad always told me anytime I asked him for a tip.
Wow. That's just sad.
I don't know. You kind of put me on the spot, man. What do you want me to do?
I don't know. Come up with something wise.
That's kind of wise. I mean, you shouldn't take a wooden nickel to begin with.
Do you know anybody that has a wooden nickel, John?
No, because I took that advice.
See, it's a boomer job. Yeah. It wasn't funny then either, Seawall. That's just it.
It wasn't. No. It wasn't funny then.
But I've told you, John. You bring that up, and every time you do, it makes me think about the round to it.
Wow.
You got the kid that's like
nice white power symbol you just threw up there.
It was used to
piece of shit.
Old guys used to carry him around back in the day, and it was a little round piece of wood. And they tell a kid to do something, and the kid be like, "I'll do it when I get around to it," and he'd throw that fucking. And it said right on it, round to it, T-U-I-T. It was a round to it on a piece of wood. Throw it at the kid. Now get your ass busy. That's just what you did.
That's stupid.
No, that was boomer humor.
That is
boomer humor.
That's an original meme.
Hey, next Monday night, we're going to be coming back with Shootin' the Shit again. And this time we're going to have, once again, on the show, tell us, John.
J. Edgar
Right there in
from
the chat.
the
J.
YouTube
Edgar.
channel. J. Edgar.
He's going to be right here in a three-way with us
That's
on
right.
this screen.
He's got to
Nothing.
be a sandwich, though. We got to be on either side of him. So we
I
can
don't know.
sandwich him.
Were we able to do that last time? I don't know if we can
don't
do
know.
that. I can't. I will try and
No, I
make a
think-
sandwich.
I think he was all the way on the right. I don't know.
He'll have to come in before me, and then we can squeeze
Yeah.
him in the middle. But I have to say, nothing says three-way.
And yeah,
like
Seawall, you're on. You're out. You're going to be on the Monday after. So we'll have you on.
make plans.
And I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure if we can handle 4 people in the Discord.
And a shameless plug for myself. I'm going to be popping in, seeing Jay Edgar himself on Monday as well, and having a chit chat with him. I've got a little invite from him, and I'm excited for that. I may not have anything practical or worthwhile to say, but I will mumble my way through it.
That's what I did.
Hey, folks, we appreciate you coming out and seeing us tonight. Hopefully, there was a mild amount of fun, or maybe it just made you puke a little in your mouth. But at least it was something, right? So, if I had a wooden nickel when he had a wooden nickel when he was a
See?
kit.
There you go. I told you they
Hold on,
exist.
isn't a kit isn't that a young? What animal is a kit when it's a baby?
A fox.
Is it a fox? I think it might
Yeah.
be. So I told you Jay Edgar's
I don't
a
know
fox.
why I know that.
I've told you, Jay Edgar is a fox, baby.
Yeah, he is.
Hey, we appreciate you guys coming out tonight, and we are going to get the hell out of here. I'm going to go crash so hard it's going to be like a motor accident. And, John, you have yourself a good night. I'll touch base with you in the next couple of How's It Doings. And
right.
Peace out, everybody. Have yourself a great night. Where
Yep,
can
see
they
you
find
guys.
us, John?
They can find us at the Gen Gap P on Twitter. Should be in the description as well. So go
That's
check
right.
that out.
All right, folks.
Follow me.
Have a good night.
See ya.